All right, we are live. We are in season 3 of the Sim Racing Online 2025 World Series Championship. Series 3 brings us to the 84 F1 Championship. We are coming to you from Brazil in Jacarepagua. However the heck you're supposed to pronounce that. I've been working on that, but that's what you got. Today we got Woody is with us today to help us with a little bit of the commentating. We are in the last throes of practice and getting ready for the qualification session. A little bit of info on today's round. As you can see with the Brazilian Grand Prix, this was round 1. This also at the time was Ayrton Senna's first career debut in a Tolman Martin Brundle F1 at Tyrrell after he had won that 83 British F3 championship. So a little bit of info for you there. That was pretty cool. Also, let's get some of the scores from what's been happening here. As you can see, after two series, we have a points leader, Nick Westy, with Black Cat Motorsports, with a grand total of 429 points. He leads the World Series. You can see Matej there right behind him with 324, and Philip Fischler, Team Solitude, 322. So you can see there's quite a spread on these points as you look down the list there. John Vandergeest finds himself in 4th with 307 points. And Ed Jones from Bad Voices Racing, Robin Taylor, you can see the list there. That is your top 10. So we will get back to more on that. Here is a little look at the track, if I can find it. And quite a bit of a room here on this track for overtaking. I guess talking to the drivers, they really appreciate the width of this track back in the day. I heard a couple of interviews from the 86 F1, and they actually enjoyed this track due to the fact that there was a lot of white spots. But in racing it a little bit myself, it was hard for me to find any place to pass anybody. So yeah, we will see. We've got some guys on track right now, so let's tune in and get a couple laps around. Just get a look at what these guys are doing. Bring up the driver box for you can kind of see who we're looking at there. This is Lars Hagman, one of the two brothers. And Woody, do you know what cars these guys are in?
Indeed, yeah, this is one of my favourite seasons from back in the day. 1984, when cars were, they were looking, pushing the envelope of aero and things like that. So Lars Hagman in the Renault there, I believe that was Alain Prost. I think it was Derek Warwick? I cannot remember. Jacarepagua, quite flat, a bit bumpy. The only place to pass really is the back straight, I think.
Yeah, nice as we're watching Lars here. Let's see, let's jump down to Matej Descobaler. I am trying car and data. I'll turn that on. I think some of the stuff you've done here has not showing the manufacturer for me. But I think you already made a list. If I can find that, I will search that out.
Dax Gobbler's in the...
All right, looks like most everybody else is in the pits. Mike Hightree is out there. Oh, as he takes a spin, Matej testing out the grip there, as you can see. And we might be down to that time where it is quali. It is the top of the hour, so I think we are going right into quali as the server is doing this little thing here. There we go. We are switched into a 15-minute session now. I can't remember if this is a private quali or if it's open, so we shall see.
I believe they should be qualifying against each other, so they just need to find their own space on the track, I believe.
Right, all right. Let's see who's heading out there first. As they're coming out now and waiting for the green light. I can see them all posted up there. There's that little bit of a little chicane coming out of the pit, but drivers should just go ahead and take cuts. But it looks like the Scobbler has just jumped out in front here to get a lap. He's right in front of Hagman, I believe. One of the Hageman brothers. Bjorn and Lars are out there. There is the Scobbler just out in front of him there. So as they do their out laps here, kind of go down the list a little bit. Here is the other Hagerman, Bjorn. And Smythe, I believe Smythe. What were the MRG guys in, Woody? I know are they in the BMW?
Yep, they are in the, what I believe is the Brabham BMW.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Get a little onboard look here with Jacob Smythe as he takes. Wow, this is a really great view we have here. This amazing track. Coming out of that first sector turn, going down the long straight. Now they do have a couple of options for boost. They have a qualification boost and a racing boost that they can choose through. And I believe there's no refueling in this, so these guys have to fill the tank up. But as Woody was telling me earlier, I believe you can make it on a full tank, no problemo. So we shall see. He's Jacob Smythe.
About fuel economy, really.
Yeah. So with the boost, you think they'll be able to make it?
With the boost, they may be able to. It's just going to depend on engine mileage as well. We don't know whether it's going to cause a problem because they've got to go 61 lap on full boost.
Right.
Is anyone going to chance it, to be honest?
And that is a note to make today too, that this is not a timed race, which are the normal SRO races. Oh, it's BC. Smythe has just binned it. So Jacob Smythe finds himself heading for the pits, and we will pick up with Costas Cantazares. Just to get, he is actually on a hot lap right now, so we kind of watch his time. But I lost track of what I was going to say there after I saw the spin. Oh, got a little bit of a pause as Ali Batson joins the server. So there's your little RF2 hiccup, so to say, as you see from time to time. No harm, no foul. If you're watching Costas Cantazares, who is purple in Sector 1, however, there has not been a time set yet, so anybody's going to show up purple. And it looks like Ben Stumners was out on track and had a spin. I'm looking at the track map here that I will bring up for you folks in a minute here. But Tyler, there's 3 sets of tires I believe they have today. They're in the mod. They might have had more in the race, but they got the hards, the medium, and the soft, and then of course the wets. So I don't see any rain in the forecast, so these guys should be good to go with their choice of tire. And that would be the only pit stop would require, I think, tire at this point in time. These guys are going to have to load up. And they also, we just witnessed the same spin for Costas in the exact same spot. So that is a little bit of a trouble spot there. It is right down the last turn to the start finish where they're having a little bit of trouble coming out of that, losing the rear. So as you saw right there, and Matash himself does lead the board so far with a 124.406. Just barely ahead of Bjorn with a .452, so just mere tenths or thousandths of a second separating these guys. We got Mark Heitre up there now with his first lap. He's a few seconds off 126. Followed with Vandergeest also in the 126s. I'm looking for Tony Talvite. Has not been able to get on the server yet, so hopefully he'll be able to join us. We're missing about 10 drivers so far with 10 minutes to go in quality. So hopefully the server will fill up. Ben Stumners has cleared himself off track. So Lowers now. Okay, Hagerman has put up a 122.5 to take the lead on the pole at this point in time with the first third of the qualification session. Philip Fischler has joined the server. You can see those pauses there. That's what that means. Guys are coming in late. At least they're making steps. Wyndham has just joined. Philip Fischler, Ali Batson all made it in. It's good. We're up to 15 now.
Looks like there's a big gap between first and second, 1.8 seconds.
Yeah, at this point in time, the two Hagermans, the one brother has just eclipsed everyone there. I mean, in the world of F1, a second is an eternity, and that is almost 2 seconds, that 1.8. So we shall see. Anybody getting close? Let's see. The Scobler is, let's jump on with him. He is trying to make a comeback. He is his own fastest time in Sector 2. So I'll jump on board with him right now. Oh, and he's lost a little bit of time there in Sector 2 as he comes across with the 124.3. So not his best effort there. And Bjorn coming into the pit. So these guys might be coming in for a tire change. They're probably on limited fuel. Let's get a look at some of the MRG guys. We're focusing on Randy Merrick here. He's green in Sector 1 for his personal best time there. We got to kind of get a look at some of these paint jobs. The Merrick boys always have some really nice paint. Let's see what we can get here. I think Randy is indeed a corn farmer. Sorry about that. So I'm trying to get his skin full of corn on the cob. So a delicious livery nonetheless to get a good look at him. And now all the MRG guys are going to have custom skins. So those we loaded on there as we get a good look at Merrick. And he's crossing the line now. And he's a little bit off pace. But a 127, not too bad. He was coming from 130, so not bad, Randy. Did a really good job. I believe Smythe, who we saw wreck earlier, let's jump on with him. He's also got his own custom skin. So checking with the mod here. Some of these mods are a little bit different as far as the camera views, and this one is no exception, and it doesn't have a couple of views that some of the other mods might have. So I was fumbling with my fingers there. But that's a pretty good looking car that Smythe has there. He is green.
Merrick is the first driver to have medium tyres on for quali.
Oh, good call.
Top 6 are on soft, or top 5 are on softs, and Merrick has decided to go out on mediums.
Interesting. I wonder if he's just given up on trying to get up there and he's just getting used to the tires he's going to race on, maybe. That reminds me that I know that you built us an awesome config file for this that's going to, let's see if I got it in there right with all the commas and everything. And if I can get the tire names on there. Ah, there they are. Look at red and yellow. Is that your coding? I see on my overlay I have the red must be the softs, I would take it.
That is correct, yeah. Yellow
And, yep. I can see that Ollie
If anyone takes hearts.
Awesome.
It'll be a white colour tire.
It works very well. The Ollie Batson is also on the medium, and those are the only two drivers on that tire. So I will auto cycle it gap to the leader. We don't need to see that tire stuff right now. Might be interesting for the race. All right, we are down. Just about 6 minutes left. Let's see where we're at. Lars Hagman still holding that pole with a 122.5, some 2 seconds off his closest competitor, which is Mataj. Mike has again put it in the wall, so he's having a little bit of trouble there. As you see him coming off in the dirt there. Let's jump on with Mataj, just ahead of him here. He is on an outlap, so we might check back with him in a minute. Not while I'm looking for someone that might be close. Oh, it was Brother Bjorn. Here is Brother Bjorn, who just put up a 123.8. So he's just less than a second off, but yeah, starting another hot lap, as you can see here. So these guys are, these Bjorn Hagerman brother. The two Hagermans are very, very quick, as the Skobler is 1.9 off the pole position, but Brother Bjorn is 1.6 off Brother Lars Hagerman. So those guys are on a tear. Wow. Let's see what else we got down here. Let's check in with our host, John Vandergeest, in the team gear. You know he's in the Ferrari. I can tell that. He just just by looking at it. We'll get this down by the end of the series. I know Woody's done some work for us to get all the cars in, so hopefully that will come across. As Vandergeest puts in his best time, still 2.5 off of pole, but his best time of the qualification session, as we are under 5 minutes now. So not a bad lap for him. He finds himself in 4th. Baxton's out there. I'm looking for anybody else. There are a lot of guys who are just in the pits. Some of these guys, Ed Jones, Fabio Lazio, and Ben Sumners, they might just be choosing to sit out quali, start in the back, because they've only got 4 minutes remaining and they are idle in the pits. So probably gonna just hang out.
I mean, this circuit is relatively flat, but it does look like some of the boxes are causing a few problems. I think a few people may be running their cars a bit stiff. There's some violent bump in the last corner. It seemed to be catching a few people out.
Right. Oh, Julian Carr just made it on the server, so that's good to see. Yeah, when I did some laps just yesterday, I think I was in the Brabham, I noticed that there's bumps down that long straight too. The track is not smooth as silk. I was hitting these bumps thinking that what the heck did I run over? So that might come into play for these guys too. We might be able to tell with some onboards maybe if they're hitting the bumps as we jump on with Jean Vandergeest here as he's just brutalizing those tires. Heading into Soot, I guess they call that, or Sol, that the big left-hander at the end of the straight. This is kind of a high-speed turn section here, right in the middle of Sector 2 here. And then it gets a little more technical as it winds down into Sector 3. The corners tighten up a little bit on you. And I think that's why we were seeing those guys like Smythe losing it there on that last turn. As you come up here, it's a little bit tightened up on him here. As we can see Vandergeest on the throttle coming into the last little section. Tightens up and then he'll make this final turn down to the straight coming up here, this last little bit of straight. That is Philip Fischler just in front of him there. And this is the turn that was giving some guys trouble right here, that last turn. And he's done a very nice job there. And I think that is Victoria is what they call that turn. As Vandergeest just 1.7 off now as he's just brutalizing those tires. Very nice run. John, as he just decided to hit the wall and have a yard sale with all kinds of parts flying. So very nice, John. That was, I'm assuming, his last lap as he has now parked it. Let's see, Lars still up there with that 122.2, and he's on a ripper right now. He is purple in Sector 1. Here we go. There's a little dash cam for you.
Those not familiar with the 984 season, this was the crossover with for naturally aspirated versus the turbo.
Yeah.
Renault is trailing their turbos. They weren't very successful. Whether or not the two Renaults or the Magnums are actually going to live to see the end of the race.
Right. Yeah, we will have a good idea of how the engines are going to be lasting after this round one. But that Renault is very, very fast. So Lars, yellow in Sector 1, he did finish that lap. Not to improve, and he's off to a slower start here. Let's check back with the Descabler. He is green and green, personal best through Sector 2. As he's coming through the final section there. Lagoa and Box, of course, is named after the pit entry right there. And then the last turn, Victoria. And that's it. Qualification is over. This will be, time lapse will count. And Descobler maintains his position as third on pole. Let's see. Bjorn is coming through right now. He is in the last bit of sector 3. Coming up now on box turn, ready. A little bit of a straight before the final turn, and he is giving it up. He's parking it on that lap. I'm trying to see anybody out on a hot lap. It does not look like it. Ollie Batson is out on a timer. Let's see. He's currently in 10th if he can move himself up. He is the last car on track to go for a time lap. If he made it across the line, I think he did. But he is yellow in sector 1, so could be all for nothing. But these cars, what an era. This 84 Formula 1 car is really a cool car. What a great part of pace of time in history for F1. This is one of my favorite. You know, the cars now are very, very complex and sophisticated. As Ollie is out of whack, and that is because the server has just ended. That is why the server is going to the timing zone. We are ready to get started here. So there's our little shot there as we wait for the timing to come down. So that'll be it. I'm going to set the starting order. All right, starting order is set. As you can see there is Hagman and Hagman, the two brothers up on top with Matej Jacarepagua in third. John Vanderkies with a great lap to keep himself in fourth position, followed by Costas Cantazoris, Randy Merrick, Philip Pitchler, Jacob Smythe, Mark Hightree, and Ollie Batson rounding out the top 10. And then it's Phil Brown, Ben Summers, Ed Jones, Fabio Lozio, and Stephen Winham with Julian Kerr as number 16 driver. So a couple of guys out on track. So I would assume now that they are going to be using the tires of choice for the start and full tanks of gas, maybe for this 5-minute warm-up to get a good feel for the cars with weight. Kind of interested in that. Let's see what the survey says. Oh yeah, everybody's on mediums with the exception of Ed Jones and Julian Carr. Ed Jones is out now on the softs. 2 drivers with softs. So I believe that these guys are going to try and go as long as they can, and perhaps Jones and Carr are going to plan on a stop at some point in time. I don't think the softs will make it.
We do have quite a raised track temperature of 47 degrees. It is quite hot, but you wouldn't expect anything less from Brazil. It's 28 degrees air temperature.
Yeah, so I would
not expecting any wet weather.
No, the soft might be a risky choice, but then again, he might be changing it for the race. Also, a couple notes: Philip Brown and Cantazoris are on the hards, which I believe is the white, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Okay. So that's Phil Brown and Costasaurus, who starts 5th on the hards, though. Looking to go the whole way, I would assume. Interesting pit strategy here. So this is going to be a standing start. We usually have the formation lap, but Mr. Vander Ees has told us that this will be a standing start. No, are they going to do a formation lap and then a standing start?
Straight into turn 1, very into turn 1.
Right, because I thought maybe they might do a formation. They're not going to formation and then stop on the grid and then start. R Factor 2 will let you do that, but sometimes it's kind of buggy, so I don't blame them. So if that's the case, this thing's going to start up in a minute and a half, so I am going to throw the starting order up there right now so you can kind of get a look at what's happening here. There he is, Lars Hagerman, Bjorn Hagerman, the two brothers in first and second, Matej Jacarepagua in third, and Sean Vandergeest in fourth. place, we have Costas Cantazoris in P6 as we watch Shakar go completely into the wall in the background. Randy Merrick in 6th, Philip Pichler in 7th. Mark Heitree is in 9th. It was Jacob Smith in 8th, or Smythe, and Ollie Batson in 10th, Philip Brown in 11th, Ben Stumners in 12th, followed by Ed Jones in 13th, Fabio Lozio and Stefan Winham, with Julian Kerr bringing up the rear. So that's it. So we are about to hear those most famous words in motor racing for sim racers that are old like me. As the clock has ticked down, 50 seconds to go. Hagermans are in the pit. Costas is still out.
So just a note that if anyone's familiar with this circuit is the Brazilian Grand Prix back in the 80s. It did open in 1978, and it did the Brazilian Grand Prix all the way up until 1989 when Interlagos took over. So it's now a parking lot, I believe. It's been demolished.
Wow.
It doesn't exist anymore.
What a shame. So you know they had the short version too, right? The Paul Ricard version, or no, the Nelson Piquet. The Piquet version was just the shortened version that also ran for a while. But
yeah, it did run things like Stock Car Brazil. It did actually run Indy cars as well way back, but it's now it was demolished to make way for the Summer Olympics in 2016.
Oh, interesting. All right, practice is over. We are ready to take the grid, and we are just waiting for the software to kick in.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right, they're gridding up. Watch the players find their way to the grid. This could be a very interesting turn one. Like I said, we have.
I believe it is. It is a medium fast corner, so second, third gear. So they're going to be very, very careful.
And here we go. And it's green lights, and we are off racing. And Harrigan a little slow on the start as the Scumbler tries to take the inside, and he gets a good spot. It's going to be headed for the right-hander, and the Scumbler gets the jump on him as the two Hagelman brothers just behind, followed by Cantazoris and Vandergeest as they make it through turn one. Brilliant start by the Scumbler. Let's jump back and make sure everybody makes it through. Ollie Batson, see. There is Summers there at the tail end as these two leaders. What a brilliant start by the Scumbler.
Looks like some ideas at the start, perhaps. Going for speed rather than launch off the line, but Hageman's now made up for that and overtaken for the lead.
What a brilliant pass there. Look at the speed of that Renault. Wow, I believe he's probably using the boost, quality boost, I would assume. Because he just passed it like he was standing still right there. Let's see if he has anything to come back with on that. All three of the top on the mediums, and then Cantazoris on the hards in fourth back there. They are still bunched up pretty good as they head to the start finish. The first lap has been completed, with Lars retaking that lead. Matej right there with him though. We are on board with Matej, trying to keep that Renault in check, but he seems to be running away from him. The gap is almost a second now. They twist their way through Nataro into Norte. and then down the straight they go. Let's see if Matej has anything for Hagerman. Hagerman is just running away. And the other brother, Bjorn, is back there with Costas Kantosaurus all over him. The Kantosaurus heading into Moreta, into Lagoa, this little section of the track. These are the little bit sweepier turns as then it tightens up. All right, let me bring up
just measured the Renault skill on the back straight. They were getting up to 306 kilometers an hour.
Wow. That explains a lot. The gap continues to grow. It's now 1.2 and the interval as they're trying to hang in there. They make their way through.
Have broken away.
Meanwhile, back at the other end, we have a little bit of a race here going on with Jacob Smythe and Stefan Winham fighting for that 13th position. Smythe kind of took a look on the inside there. Drivers are gapped out. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the track map for you guys and have a look at it.
Compounds. It looks like the top three are on mediums. Kantosaurus is the first driver that's on hard tyres in 4th place.
Nice.
We go all the way down to Phil Brown in 8th for another set of hard tyres. And Ed Jones in 11th has decided to go for softs.
So looking at the chat, it looks like, is there a possible that you could turn your mic up a little bit, Woody?
It does look like that Stephen Wenham has had a spin at the back of the field.
There he is. I'm on him now. Yep, he's regaining himself out on track. Currently in 15th. No traffic behind him, but it looks like 14th Fabio in front of him also had an off and has regained it back in that same turn. Victoria has given these drivers some trouble. So these looks like both of them have gathered themselves back up. As you can see on your track map, that lead here by Lars Hagerman is just increasing, but a little bit of a race going on behind him with Matej and Bjorn.
I am very surprised that the other Renault hasn't actually moved up to the back.
I thought the same thing. I'm wondering if maybe Lars might be using the quali boost. Guys are ready. As we see someone's going off in the back there.
That's Ollie Bateson. He's had a little bit of a spin. I think he's taken his front wing off.
Yeah, there he is. I've focused on him now. He is missing a wing as he's trying to keep out of everybody's way. He finds himself back on track now. It looks like he's back in the mix to get into the pits for our fix. As we focus in on Bjorn and Costas here in that race for 3rd position. The Renault just staying out in front of Costas. Costas down the straight here. Looks like he's able to close up a little bit in that Brabham. good racing here, the second, third, and fourth position. And then we have Phil Brown, Randy Merrick, and Mark Heitree battling it out for sixth place here, with Heitree holding that position. There is Heitree. In the Alpha. So these guys are some tight racing here, with Merrick is a corn sandwich in the middle of these two Alphas. With Phil Brown last in line here. Get a look from Phil's bumper. Head in through turn 1. Merrick right there, all over Heitree. Oh, as he takes a little bit of curve there, almost loses it. Nice recovery by Merrick. These guys are in the heat of it. They spread out a little bit more. Let's jump up to the leaders, because it has gotten a little bit tight up here. With Lars out in front, the battle for second with Matej, Bjorn, and Kostas is heated up. On board with Kostas. So head through Victoria. Everybody's had a little bit of trouble here as they come to the start finish. Spread out a little bit. And now just behind them, Phil Brown is making a move on Merrick. They were side by side and head through Victoria with Heitree. Just Merrick has gotten through, and it is Heitree and Brown battling now. So Merrick makes a pass, finds himself up into sixth position. Nicely done. And with that said, before I forget, I'm talking about Mr. Merrick, who is one of our sponsors. We also have our one sponsor, Liberty Boots Footwear. While we have a break in the action, we're going to show you a little bit of word from Liberty here. As he goes off, we've got an off. It was the 9 car of Phil Brown. He's off. As you see, the Liberty Boots Footwear. These are our sponsors. These are making this all possible. So if you enjoy stylish comfort, performance, and our safety, hygiene, and everyday wear, custom fit boots, handcrafted in Michigan, USA. Jump on the website, tell them that Randy sent you, and get yourself a nice pair of custom-made footwear. Thank you, Liberty Footwear. Appreciate that. As we see now that back on track, we missed this crash there, but we got to pay tribute to the sponsors. So that was Phil Brown. He's lost his wing. As you can see, he's heading to the pit now. Currently in 12th. So check back to Vandergeest. Give you the track map back. Cruising in fourth, just all by himself there, is John Vandergeest. You can see the gap ahead and the gap behind. He's got quite a comfortable race here in the Ferrari. He's got hitting apexes and exits. And just ahead here is Bjorn and Matej.
Looks like Smythe has had an off with the barrier. I think he's our first retirement.
Yeah. Find him yet? There he is. He has DNF. Thanks for that. Woody, did you get the message if you could turn your mic up a little bit? Is that possible? Or can
on
you...
your end,
Okay, okay. Let me see what I can do. Nope.
John van der Geest is out on his own. Kanzer is in 5th, and a small gap back to Randy Merritt and Mark Hightree. It does look like Philbin has got going again after repair in the pits.
All right, test it now, Woody.
Testing.
There we go. That's better. All right, I think I've got you handled. Back to the action. Track map back on for you.
With that accident, Phil Brown has gone down a lap.
I believe he's our first driver a lap down then, yes? Actually, it looks like...
down to 13th.
Yeah, I believe that. Here is Hagerman now, and he's about to come up on Phil Brown as he lets him through, wisely so. And here comes Matesh just behind him. The leaders have spread it out a little bit now, as you can see, as we are 9 laps into this. The cars have pretty much spread out. Going to come down to performance and expertise at this point in time. And that's unfortunate for Mr. Smythe in our first retirement.
So as mentioned in the build-ups, drivers do have access to 2 boost modes. They can run race and they can run quali mode. There is a difference in fuel economy, so it's up to the drivers how they use it. So we don't know whether Lars is full boost or maybe just used it and then sailing off in the lead.
Yeah, and there is no way to tell, is there?
We can only tell by topsers.
That's a good look at that car. What a great mod. And we were fortunate enough that they just came out with an update that improved the shaders and the overall look of these cars, and they are fantastic to look at. Nope, got a little bit of RF2 lag there. Get that sideways drift turn in action.
Just as a point of reference, the Renault was going 306 at the end of the straight. The Tyrrell 283. So maybe that Scobbler in second is hanging back off the boost.
Yeah, perhaps. Could be a fuel strategy. As these are going through, the 11th place car of Stefan Winham is being lapped now as the leaders get through. As he gets out of the way a little bit. And the 14th place of Ali Batson just got passed by our leader, Lars Hagerman. Back. Bjorn now finding his way through. Whoa. Yep. Starting to see a little bit of, on my end anyway, a little bit of a server lag. It's just the cars are going a little bit sideways through the turns, but not on everyone. Look, and there's our battles have all spread out, as you can see by the track map. The cars are completely spread out on all parts of the track right now. As we are focused on Lars, our leader there, that just took a little bit of curb, picked up a cloud of dust as he heads into the last turn, Victoria. Completed lap 11 and now are on lap 12 of this 61 laps. We have got a ways to go. So far, fastest lap of the race is our leader, Lars Hagerman, a 129.385. Closest to him would be a 130.007. Oh, we also have Costas with us 130.031, so that would be our second fastest. Costas is currently in 5th place. Get a look at him back here. These guys are finding their way off-road.
It does look like the gap between 4th and 5th has fizzed up through the traffic, so John van der Geest and Cantasaurus are very, very close to each other.
Yeah, I'm following now Cantasaurus. We are on board with Cantasaurus as they get through the back marker, and he is up to John van der Geest. Van der Geest has got to be feeling the pressure as he had a comfortable race going, and the pressure is on.
Looking at his last lap at 131.9, maybe it was traffic, maybe John had a little bit of an off, but the gap has really, really closed.
Correct. Still just a 10th behind the last 2 laps, but the difference in space made up is apparent there. A 130.981 and now a 131.066 to a 131.675, so almost a half a second quicker was Costas on that last lap as that data just comes rolling through. 129.3 still the fastest lap by Lars. Let's see if van der Geest can hold on here. He comes up to more back markers. And that is the 14th place car of Ale Batson as van der Geest gets through. You can see looking behind, and Costas has also made it through. Costas looking to the inside. Into that high speed turn of the turn of El Sul. The grandstands there. Just behind them, it looks like Merrick and Pitchler are also in a little bit of a fight here. So with Heitree in 6th in the middle, the 2 groups up front and behind him is Height. It looks like Merrick has made the pass on Pitchler. Gets around him quite nicely there. As they're heading into the little bit tighter turns there into Lagoa. Merrick leading the way now in 7th. Pitchler in 8th. As they get through, I believe that's Ollie. Oh, we got a car on fire. Someone is on fire going into the pit. There he is. He's burning.
That's Heitree.
Is it Heitree? It's on fire. No, Heitree's still out. Oh, no, you're right. It is Heitree. We have our first barbecue. My Mark, get out of the car. For Christ's sake, save yourself. We have our first flaming retirement. Oh my gosh. I am zoomed in on him now, and it is quite the fire going on. He's pulling into the pits, and that is going to be it for Heitree. Wow. Unless the pit crew can get this fire out, I don't see how. I don't see how that's going to happen. Poor Heitree. What a way to go. In flames. All right, so in the meantime, Costas has gotten around van der Geest. As Heitree smolders in the pits, John van der Geest has given up that 4th position to Costas Cantasaurus. And van der Geest probably on his own strategy, on his own pace, perhaps looking at the long run. And Costas giving him to pull ahead a little bit there. Fischler just behind them in 6th, 7th now. I'm Merrick. We have Bill Brown and Fabio having a little bit of a race here. The Bell back marker action right here. Fabio. They head into turn 1. Oh, hard on the brakes.
Yep, it looks like the pit crew couldn't repair that Alfa Romeo, and Mark Hightree has retired.
Oh my gosh. Get out the marshmallows and hot dogs.
Oh no, he's out again.
He's out?
He pulled it in the garage and he's now out. He's out the pits again.
Holy smokes, they got the fire out, the fire damage. What an amazing pit crew. That is, the Alfa Romero survived. Flaming residuals. Wow, what a gallant effort by Hightree. Back in the action. Gotta love that. Boy, these cars are really durable. Meanwhile, Pichler in traffic, chasing Merrick. As you can see, just gotten around Fabio in 12th. That's the back marker in the blue car, just behind Pichler there. This is our closest battle on track that I can see at the moment. Well, I'm just amazed that Hightree got back out there. That was something else. Still only one retirement so far.
We need to run the Alfa Romeo barbecue, but unfortunately.
Yeah. What car is Philip Pichler in?
Have a look at Pichler. Pichler is in the Tyrrell.
Okay,
and
very good.
He's chasing Merrick in the Brabham.
Correct.
So BMW power versus Cosworth.
I just was very curious because I just took a cockpit view and it's very different from all the rest. As you can see here, I'll have the view on now for the viewers. No wind visor like some of the cars have. It's straight facing the wind. But that's the car Senate was in as well, is it not, the Tyrrell?
Tyrrell was in the Tolman. It looks like, unfortunately, no one has decided to take the Tolman this season.
Aha. Sixth, I'm looking for any battles besides this. This is the closest battle on track. Merrick holding his own there. Expects he's looking for. Oh, he took a look to the outside. They come into Victoria. Hang on to it, guys. Down the start finish straight. We are now on lap 17, the leader. 2/3 of the way through. Let's see if I can get a rear view for Merrick. Here is on board with Merrick. You can see Pichler just behind him there. Let's get a good view of that corn-fed castaway. Pichler hanging with him. Just about a 1 second gap to those two, according to the data here. .129.385 is our fastest lap by our leader Lars Hagerman in that Renault. Just putting it to the field. We're on board with him now.
Looking back at Phil Brown, Phil Brown did pit earlier. He's just put the fastest lap time of 1:28.9.
Very nice. Yes, indeed. I'm just seeing that now. So I wonder, did he change tires? There is Phil Brown.
Phil Brown's now on soft tires.
There we go.
On soft tires.
And it looks like Ben Sumners has gone off and hit the wall and lost a wing. Currently in 9th, Phil Brown would be the closest one to him, who is coming to take that position now. He'll be going by. There he goes by, taking over 9th. Or actually, no, because he's still a lap down.
Has he stalled it? Is he, or was he just waiting for a gap in the traffic? It looks like
He
his car is moving.
has retired it. His car was in pieces. I could see the front wing separated, so yeah, another unfortunate, our second DNF. As Phil Brown now on those softs is ripping his way through the field.
So we haven't actually seen any secure pit stops, I believe. It has just been for repairs.
Correct.
I'm wondering what the top 8 is going to do for scheduled pit stops, if at all.
I'll see if we can get the pit stop software to work, but you know as well as I do that it's kind of iffy. It does show Brown with the pit stop, Hightree with 2, and Batson with 1. Looking at the tower, that refreshes. So, if that's any news.
So is that Hightree coming into the pits again?
He's in 12th, yeah.
He's now blown his engine.
Well, at least he's not on fire this time, but he is smoldering. So as he makes his way into the pits, it looks like that's going to be it for Hightree. There he is. So unfortunate. He did give it a good run though, coming out after the fire.
That's 4th in the pits. That's Dax Gobler in the pits, isn't it?
Yes, indeed it is. There he is. So perhaps a tire change? We shall see.
It's very early for a tire. That's a third of the way through the race. That's very early for a tire change.
Right. And he was on the mediums, was he not? Only a couple of them took the hard. Oh, somebody else is out. Who was that just hit the wall? That was Merrick.
That's Randy Merrick.
Merrick. Oh, he's trying to come out. His car is completely stripped of any form of downforce. And he's zigzagging his way, getting out of the way. Holy smokes. So Hightree, Sumners, and Smythe are out, and Merrick is making his way, keeping off the wall. And luckily it was on Sector 3. He is on pit road now, so hopefully he can get in there and get that repaired. Whoa, he has lost everything. Not much left on that car body. That's some crazy stuff there. So Merrick and Descobler are both in the pits. You can see Descobler there. So let's hopefully Randy can get back out there. As we come in on Brother Bjorn, the 2 Hagermans are in 1st and 2nd now, as Costas has given up 2nd place to the Renault. Perhaps the Renault is now in boost mode.
So Dax Gobler came in from, I believe, 2nd, which has pushed Bjorn up to.
Oh, that's
2nd,
what it was.
but he's
Correct.
still in the pits.
Yeah.
He hasn't moved from the pit.
That is a good observation. Thanks for correcting that. Yeah, but you must have some kind of engine damage maybe. Because he would not be in this long if it was a simple tire change. Here is Costas currently in 3rd. About to put Ed Jones another lap down for 6th position. Chasing him down the back straight.
The Costas is our first car on hard tyres, so
all right, so
maybe he's planning on not stopping at all, perhaps.
Yeah, that could be his strategy. Curious to see
again, this looks like a race of attrition so far.
All right, I agree. We'll see what Lars Hagerman has in store for his race, if he's planning on trying to go the whole way on mediums.
Dax Gobler's now out of the pits in 10th place. 1 lap down.
There he comes now. somebody else has just come. Was that Merrick coming out of the pits? So Merrick is back out as well. Merrick in 11th, the Scobbler in 10th. So we will see what happens as we are about a third of the way through. As they're coming down the straight. There is your leader. And Fabio Lozeo will be next in line for these leaders to get through here. As the Scobbler gets around him to take 9th. And Merrick, I'm sure, is soon to get by as well. There is the tag. Stefan Winham. Lets Matej through. As the leader's making his way through some traffic just behind him. So there is your leader. Getting through Stefan Winham here in a minute. Waiting for an opportunity as they head down the main straight. Renault on the inside line gets through cleanly. So Vanderkee's back up into 4th now after the stop by the Scobbler. Bumped him back up, which put Costas in 3rd. As remember, he got around Vanderkee's a few laps back, and he's on his own here now. 3rd place and 2nd place Bjorn are just turning laps, hitting apexes. Nobody in their way as of yet. Any other battles going on? Fabio and Stefan Winham could be in a fight here for 10th. Stefan is in 9th and Fabio staying with him.
Stefan Winham's in the Tyrrell Cosworth, and Fabio Lozio, I believe, is in the Osella.
Okay.
Not sure which engine the Osella is running.
They're making their way through Norte, heading down the back straight. Fabio is hanging pretty good with them. As we're on board now with Fabio. Shifting through the gears. Blows up a little bit here on entry. Just torturing those tires. You can hear him screaming as he tightens it right up. He is all over the back of Winham now. Sector 2 area. Oh, and Winham's off in the dirt, and that's going to give him the spot. And Fabio gets right by as Winham just gets it all wrong and puts a tire off into the grass. And the 2nd place car of Bjorn Hagerman now must battle through this battle unfolding in front of him with Fabio and Winham for 9th and 10th. And Winham wisely let Bjorn through. So Bjorn now going to find his way past Fabio. And he gets through. Nicely done.
The leaders have lapped all the way up to 6th place at the moment.
Yeah, just an amazing difference in pace as we are now on with Lars Hagerman, the leader. He's got Matej in his sights. Matej out of the pits can keep the leader from putting him down yet another lap. Keep his hopes alive, as we are not yet to halfway. 3 more laps.
If Matej did put on tyres, he still put on mediums, so it's not changed his strategy at all. I don't know if that was a scheduled stop, but it looked rather long for a scheduled stop.
Yeah, that was strange that he was in there for so long. Maybe he had to take a leak.
Maybe so.
You gotta go, you gotta go. Let's see if I can get it on board here with Matej. There's Matej with the leader just behind him.
So Lars Hagman hasn't dropped out of the 129s this whole first portion of the race. Bjorn Hagman is in the 131s, with Costas in third in the 132s.
Wow,
so scintillating.
That's just amazing to me that he can hold that pace. He's got to be riding the boost.
We'll find out how realistic mod is for the Renault engines, right?
Yes, we will. We do have Costas and Hagerman do have their fastest laps are in the 29s, but like you say, their consistency is more in the 30s. But still, their fastest lap is about 7/10 off the two brothers. Bjorn's about 7/10 behind his brother. And then Costas is a little closer. He's 29.6, so just some 4/10 off. Vandergeest is fastest at 30.66.
So I am keeping an eye on Phil Brown in 7th. So remember he pitted for softs a while back. He's now in the 129 low.
Very good. He's actually
7th.
He's just set the fastest lap earlier, as you quoted, at a 128.9. So let's jump on board with him. We are in the cockpit with Phil now as he's coming up on the Ferrari. Is that Vandergeest in front of him? Not sure.
I believe that's 4th. Yeah, that is John Vandergeest. That's the red Ferrari ahead.
Yep, as well as Ed Jones, a lap more on the same lap. So I believe this could be for position if Brown gets around Jones. Yes, indeed. And he's looking for the pass right here. And here he goes flying by with those softs. No problemo. It's now he's
got... Ed Jones started on the softs. So.
Yes, he did. Has he changed? Is he still on them?
Yeah, I don't think he's coming into the pits.
No, he's stretching those things out. We're about a lap and a half away from halfway, I believe.
John Vandergeest looks like he may have dropped the pits. He's on hard tyres. I'm sure if he started on those, 4th place on hard tyres.
He could have been one of the ones, yes, because I don't think he'd be holding this position if he had a stop.
Yeah, so last lap time 1:47.7, so I think he's headed into a pits for a tyre change.
Okay, yep, I see it now. That's pretty good to come back out in front. Oh, and he's just lost it. He is off. Vandergeest is off in just ahead of Norte, between Suppresso and Norte and Notayo, heading down the straight now, but he did give up some precious time but did not lose a spot. He's got a huge gap back to 5th, which is Philip Fischler. And Brown's next victim will be Fischler, but I believe he's a lap down from Fischler. I'm not quite sure. He might be a lap down from the leaders, as my data is showing me. Oh, here is Phil Brown. And he's coming up on Stephen Winham. Oh no, where is Winham? The 11th. That's Ed Jones that's closing in on Winham and getting through. So Ed Jones getting through the back marker of Stephen Winham. So it looks like Phil Brown is just about a lap down to Fischler in 5th. I'm showing a gap of about 51 seconds, so 3/4 of a lap, maybe. He does have the fastest lap. I don't know if there's a point for that. I can't remember reading in the points rules.
So it looks like the points rules are, there is no bonus points for any of these rounds. It is literally just 40 for first, 36 for second, and 53 for third.
Thanks for that.
All the way down to about 50th, I think.
So I'm going to jump back on with our leader, Lars, as he's coming up on the battle for 5th with Fischler and Vandergeest. Here they are. No, well, it's not Fischler and Vandergeest. Vandergeest is way ahead, so Fischler's getting through the back marker. That's what it is. Of 8th place, Mataj. So Mataj, again, playing defense, has managed to keep Lars behind him, which is good for him. But for how long, I don't know. Because he's about to get by Fischler, is the leader. There is Philip Fischler in that number 3, and right on him is Lars, about ready to go down as they cross the start-finish to start lap 30. We are just about halfway. Half a lap from halfway as the leader gets through. Mataj can keep himself ahead. What kind of, excuse me, lap times is Mataj putting in? It looks like he's got a fastest of 1:29.4, which was his last lap. And Lars's last lap was a 1:29.9, so about a half a second better than the leader to keep himself from getting lapped. As you see him coming down now. This puts us halfway through the race now with the position of Lars in Sector 3, starting Sector 3 now in about a click. There we go.
But the leader's lapped all the way up to 4th place, 5th place.
Because of the likes of Schumacher, Hamilton, and Verstappen. There is Bjorn. Still just the 3 DNFs so far. About a 5-second gap from Costas to Bjorn. There is Costas. So he's staying within the zip code. He's in striking distance if anything happened. And he's pitting. Costas is pitting. Costas in the pits. So what's that going to do for Vandergeest? Currently in 4th.
Costas was one of the drivers on hard tyres as well, so I wonder whether he's decided to change them or not.
Yeah, maybe the hards just didn't work out.
He's still on hard tyres.
Is he out? All right, he's come back out, yes, and he hasn't even lost a position, so. Because I'm not sure, unless there is refueling and he was doing a splash. We'll have to get the details here in the post-race. Jones now in the pit, coming out. Currently in 7th. And Mataj is going to get that spot from him as he goes zipping by, so. Ed giving up a spot through the pits as Mataj, who's already pitted, gets 7th place from Ed Jones. Well, we might have a nice little fight here if Ed Jones gets his tires up to temp. He's able to put the pressure on. Get through. There is Merrick. So I believe that was Lars that just got through Ed Jones. There it is. He's in a bit of traffic now, is our leader. Got through 8th place, and now another lap down the 11th place car of Stephen Winham. He's cleared him, and next in line will be Matash, who has been able to keep him behind him, which I'm sure is his main goal right now, is to keep the leader behind him. New fastest lap, John Vandergeest, a 1:28.7. Let's check out John. Let's jump on board with John. So that's a screamer of a lap, a 1:28.7. He must have, did he pit to the softs as well?
No, John is still on hard tyres.
Wow.
So it looks like they have pace, but maybe it's the life of the tyre that's the thing.
Could be.
But still, Ed Jones is still on soft tyres from the start of the race.
And well, Vandergeest went from a 1:31.3 to a 1:28.7 in one lap, so he's just putting the screws to it.
Costas just putting a lap time of 1:27.7.
Yes, he just took the fastest lap away from Vandergeest. There is Costas now. With the leader's last lap at a 1:30 and Costas at a 1:27, but he's so far back. It's a 45-second gap to third and a 42-second gap to second. So that's half a lap.
I think he's only 2.7 seconds behind second place.
Yeah, the second place battle is pretty good. I got that too, 2.7, yes. And Bjorn is purple into his sector 1 in his last lap. But he must have pitted, Bjorn's got a 1:45.8 for his last lap. So did he also go in the, oh, somebody's blown up.
Oh,
You seen that as well?
it's a yellow car.
Yeah. It wasn't Bjorn, was it? No.
No, it's not the leaders.
It's not Bateson. I'm looking. Whoever it was, they're back on track. Was it Merrick? Oh, just there's Merrick. Oh my gosh. I clicked on Merrick seconds before he has disintegrated his car. His car is in at least 10 pieces. He has just slammed it into the wall right through Guiaro between Moreta and has retired from this race. Holy smokes, I wish I could get replays to work. But you guys got a chance to see the last seconds of that. Parts were flying everywhere. I mean, there was suspension, tires, wings, everything. Holy smokes. He is out of this race. So we have 4 retirements now, with Stephen Winham currently in the pits. So through the halfway mark, oh my gosh. What have we got? 11 cars left.
I think Phil Brown has pitted for a second that time.
Yeah, there he is. Now getting through. Is that Fabio?
So that Scobler is within 5 seconds.
There they are. They're all coming down the straight. Start finish now.
It's Fabio pulling over to side. I think he's just letting the leaders through.
Yes. As the lead is about to come up on Vandergeest, who is currently in 4th place and about to go a lap down. So Lars doing some alien driving here. very curious to see if he's going to on a no stopper. He has not even flinched.
As you say that, he's coming into the pits.
Oh, very good. And he did set the fastest lap. No, he didn't. His own fastest. That's 37. Okay, so Bjorn now way back. So we'll keep an eye on Lars. He's just coming to a stop now. You can kind of see him on the track map up there if you're following along here. And second place is now into Lagoa and Box coming down that straight. And he is coming out. So the leader is now coming back out. So I don't know if these guys are splashing and dashing. This might be a fuel situation. But I believe tires take a little bit longer than that pit stop. So we'll have to get the details in the post-race. Very interesting stuff.
The gap for the lead has closed to 14 seconds.
Yeah, that stop.
Don't think Bjorn Hagman has actually stopped.
No, the brother is still going, yes. Okay. So.
Top speed is just under 300k, so I don't know whether he's turned his engine down a little, but maybe he's placing himself to the end. We're just getting confirmation, Rob. I don't believe there is refueling in the pits, so they are pure tyre stops.
Okay, that's pretty quick splash and dash then. A non-splash and dash, that's changing tires. I mean, I can...
I mean, I would expect changing tyres back then would be about 10-15 seconds or so.
Yeah, that's the old school F1, right? It takes 2 seconds now. Oh, I just lost my mouse cursor. Oh no. Come on. My battery's going dead.
So with 37 laps on, it's Lars Hagman in first, Bjorn Hagman second,
So
Oscar
who's...
Scanzerus in third, Van de Geest in fourth, and Pitchler in fifth.
So it looks like Lars might have got a drive-through because he just went through the pits again.
Well, the lead's down to 5 seconds.
And I have a issue here with my mouse on the overlay. So I am currently following, I believe. I'm gonna have to cheat here. Yep, I am on Bjorn right now. I'm gonna run for some batteries, so take it from here. I'll be right back.
It doesn't look like Lars actually stopped there.
All right, I think I got it to work.
But they're within the same back straight.
Okay.
So whether or not the brothers are just interesting, who knows? But Kanzurus has caught up in third and is only 6 seconds away.
All right, I have jumped into cautious now that I have my mouse back. And looking at the track map, yeah, you can see that tightening up now. They're all within the same sector as they are getting through the back marker of Stefan Winham now. That is Bjorn will be first to go through, with Costas not too far behind as they are on the start-finish straight. As he gets through, so Bjorn is through. Costas will be next. Yes, indeed, just a 1.8 second gap now. Increase a little bit with the back marker here, so it's up to 2.5. My data just updated, but he has got to get through. Here's the leader now with the traffic. Getting through Ed Jones. And then Bjorn, they're on the straight finish now. I mean the back straight. So Bjorn has made it through, and here is Costas, and he has gotten around Winham and is now just trailing. 2.5 second gap. That traffic cost him a little bit of time, but it looks like the race is developing here. I think that drive-through did not help Lars. I mean, it had to have been what it was. I focused on him, and he just went right through the pits without stopping, so he must have been speeding on his exit, that first pit stop.
The gap for 6th and 7th has closed up. Phil Brown in front of, in fact, Matej.
Yeah.
They stopped though.
Let's take a look at that.
Phil Brown, half a second between them.
Yeah, I'm with him now, and he's on his bumper. And he has taken that spot, so Phil Brown jumps up ahead of Matej. On those softs, just taking advantage. Will he have enough to make it? 21 laps remaining.
The indicator is saying that Phil Brown and Dax Blur are on medium tyres.
Okay, so
Phil Brown has pitted twice.
Excellent. Matej is coming back on him. Well, Matej staying right there with him. As he gets a little froggy in that turn, it gives Phil a little bit of an advantage. He kind of went a little bit wide.
The race director warned some of these drivers that you have to be quite careful with your shifts with these ones. They don't appreciate being roughhoused in the gearbox. So maybe that's what happened to Mark Kytree. Maybe some flat shifts exploded that Alfa Romeo, because Phil Brown has kept going.
Yeah, those flames were something. I can't believe he made it back out after that. Only to retire the car later, but that was amazing. All right, the gap between second and third is down to a second again. 1.1, and they're 7 seconds behind the leader.
Costas was topping out at 3:05, so I think he may have turned up the boost.
I'm on board with him now. That was quite the run down the straight. He is running Bjorn down. It seems to be tightening up here in this little section 3. As they head into turn box to pit in right there. Victoria with the Brazilian mountains in the foreground.
Kansas in third is on hard tyres, and Hagman in front Bjorn Hagman in front is on mediums. So tyre versus tyre at the moment, and we don't believe that Bjorn Hagman has stopped. So he's been on those tyres since the race start.
That's insane. We got Costas now with a 26.8 for the fastest lap of the race. 26.8. Wow. That is ripping. We are on board with it now.
Okay, according to the tyre indicator, Lars Hagman is now on soft tyres.
Okay, so his stop of about 4 laps ago went to the softs for the finish. His last lap was a 1:27.4. His best is a 1:27.3, which I believe he put on before the tire change. Perhaps not, I don't know. Things are tightening up here for the podium. Vandergeest still in 4th in the Ferrari, but he is a half a lap back up 3rd place. Pitchler in 5th, some 44 seconds behind Vandergeest. Batsman and Fabio are within 7 seconds of each other. There is Ollie.
So he's did have a half spin. He's going though. It's probably flat spotted his tyres, so
yeah,
very good.
Just picked him up now. So yeah, the gap had gone from 1 second to 8 seconds. So that was unfortunate. That's going to hurt him. Still, what, 19 laps left? 18, 19 laps. Anything can happen. There's a lot of racing. Costas trying to regain. Here is Bjorn. So the two Hagerman brothers, first and second, with about a 7.5 second gap. That was most unfortunate for Costas. That could have been a good battle as it was closing down. So maybe Bjorn will return the favor and put a tire off for him. Meanwhile, from the bottom up, 11th place, Stefan Winham still in it. Currently in 11th. Then we have in 10th, we have Ollie Bateson. Now Honda Power. And then Fabio Lozio. And he's just about to go down a lap more to the 6th place car of Phil Brown. Just got by him there. Then we have Matej here after that stop. Now Matej is only about 5 seconds behind Brown, so we might have a little bit of action there. But Brown seems to be running away from him, so we will see. There is Phil Brown. Then we have Philip Pitchler in 5th. We're in a pretty stable race. He and Vandergeest both have been pretty consistent. They are together holding the top 5, 5th and 4th position before Cantaflores. But the gap to 3rd is about a minute, 14 seconds. So almost a lap. Vandergeest is 90 seconds off of the leader, 75 seconds off of 3rd place. So. But Bjorn keeping that 5 second gap to his brother Lars, as they are both sharing the back straight now.
It may be 3 laps down, but there is a battle brewing between 9 and 10th within a second. Fabio Lozio
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ollie Bateson.
There they are. And that was Ollie just putting a tire off. Just a little bit of a mistake there, but they are across the start finish. Still within 2 seconds of Fabio is Ollie. See him ahead there. Good stuff. So Vandergeest is about to go down a lap to the leader here. Could be doing Bjorn some favors here if it makes his car a little bit wider. See if they hit the turn, because they are down the back straight now. And Lars Hagerman closing in on the Ferrari of Vandergeest. But he's not going to get through him as they head into the turns. So this might help Bjorn out a little bit, because it's hard to get off the apex and keep it together here if you are a back marker trying to let someone through the tricky part of the track. Looks like Batson and Fabio are at it again, but I don't want to make sure this pass gets completed here. As Vandergeest gives him room, but he did not go for it. And now he gets through at the start finish. Okay, so let's check on Fabio. As Fabio staying ahead of Ollie. As they're about ready to
Does
cross.
look like Ollie has a little bit of a pace advantage.
Yeah, and he's going on the inside now and gets that position. Could have been boost related, but Batson has taken that spot away from Fabio for now. And then the leader, Lars, is right there with him. So at least he got the pass done before they have to get out of the way. This might slow down Lars as well. But he seems to have got through clean there. Yep, he's gained a second in traffic instead of losing the time. It's now a 6-second gap to second place. Oh, but this is really getting a little tight there. He gets through Fabio, but it looks like Fabio had a little bit of an off there. And here comes Vandergeest. Also getting through. So he's around Fabio, and he's a lap down. So the leaders have lapped up to 4th place. It's incredible. And losing out on all of this is Bjorn, who really got stuck back there and is just losing more time. The gap is now back to 7 seconds. See if we can get around now and get that gap back down. There is Vandergeest. Vandergeest now getting through. Spaten gives him room. So he is clear. place, and then 9th place and 10. Well, Costas, it's John Vandergeest gets through. Costas has closed that 8-second gap down to a 5-second gap now for second place. So he's making up a little bit of time. As second place gets through, Vandergeest putting him also 1 lap behind. There is Bjorn getting through the traffic. And now getting through Fabio will be Costas. You can see it's getting held up again. It was 5 seconds, it's now back to 7. So traffic playing a big part in this. Fabio giving him room, so it lets him through. Bjorn is in the clear now. Next car to pass will be Stefan Winham in 11th place. That'll be a lap or so away. Costa still has the 9th place car of Ollie to get through, and then it'll be Vandergeest in 4th, which might be tough sailing for him to get around. Got 11 laps left. We start lap 50. So that one spin that Costas had really cost him. Could have had a good battle there with Bjorn, and it still might be, but the gaps are growing. The gap to first and second is now 10.5 seconds. And then it's 7 seconds from third to second. And it looks like Vandergeest, Fischler, and Brown are pretty set in their positions. Although Matej is about 10 seconds back of Phil Brown. Here is Matej here. Currently in 7th. Second place car of Bjorn. Got to get around Stefan Winham. As they head down the back straight, should have plenty of room in that Renault. Open the throats of that car as he's getting through. Oh man, just about got his way there. Might have guessed wrong on which way he was going to go. But he is through. And now, oh, the hits Vandergeest. Come on, hang in there. This is the lap. Third place car getting around the fourth place car. They had a little bit of contact just as we took on with the camera view. We just saw that. Wow. That was very close to ruining both their races as Costas and Vandergeest had contact. John just pulls over and lets them through now. They're not racing. Miles apart as far as time goes, but that was almost crucial for Vandergeest. Keeping his fourth place hopes alive. He's got 28 seconds on Fischler. But that could have ended it for him right there. That was really close. And it also cost...
I don't think Costas was too happy with that. Once he passed, he did take a little bit of a swipe across John's nose to show his frustration, but managed to get past unscathed, so no harm done.
Right. Unless you want to look at the gap, which is now 10 seconds. And it's 11 to the leader, so Lars Hagman is just stretching his legs for the last 9 laps of this race and improve his gap to 10.8 seconds over second place Bjorn. And then it's 11 seconds back to Costas. So, nine laps to go. About 13, 14 minutes of racing, perhaps. Might be some time. Costas now getting through the 11th place car of Stefan Winham. Vandergeest will be next to get through Winham. From the Ferrari, Vandergeest. Looking for a way through. Very difficult part of the track. They get down the back straight here. Now they'll be able to get by. And there he goes.
The top 3 are within 10 seconds of each other, but Costa seems to be having a lot more trouble with traffic than anybody else. They were matching lap times, so I don't know if there was really a possibility of them losing up, but still anything can happen in the last 8 laps.
Right, it looks like they're going to have clear sailing for the rest of the way. The next in line for Lars will be the 7th place car with Mataj, and Mataj has shown that he can keep in front of the leader. Here is the leader now. Also 10 seconds between 7th and 6th, so Phil Brown could be challenged a little bit by Mataj in these last few laps if he can make up some time. There is Mataj.
Costas has spun.
Yes, Ed Jones is off too. So Ed Jones is off. Where's Costas? Ed Jones is finding his way back to near pit lane. See if he's going to stay out. Yep, he's staying out, so just a quick spin. So Costas now gave up another 10 seconds. He's 19 seconds back of Bjorn and some 30 seconds off the lead. So I think Costas, I wonder, do we know, is he on the mediums, Costas? And I wonder if his tires are just wearing out. Or is he on the hards? I see a white label.
It's just still on the hard tires.
Yeah. So I believe by looking at, trying to see are they actually labeled on the tire as well, because I see the white lettering on Costas' tire. And I'm trying to see Bjorn. Yeah, I think the lettering's all the same, unless Bjorn's also on the hards. Here is your lead.
They weren't that fashionable in the 80s to have different sidewalls.
Right. All right, so where is Ed Jones? Getting around Stefan. So Jones is in 8th place, not bad. He is in that top 10 of the total points for the World Series, so he's scoring some good points today. as we are down to 6 laps remaining. Where is our leader? He has already crossed. Here he goes. He's crossed now, perhaps. All right, 5 laps to go. 26.374 is the fastest lap set by your leader, Lars Hagerman. So as the fuel runs low, and they had relatively fresh tires, and he's on the softs, correct? So he's putting in some laps now.
So points for this series will start at 40, and they will go down all the way to 23rd place. So even if even our retirements will have points this round, but it's thankfully not just the normal point scoring for F1, which would have been just at the 6th.
Yeah, I believe that's for the World Series, to keep it fair. As we have contact with Winham, and I believe that's Fabio. So Lorenzo and Winham have a little bit of a rub there. And Fabio is only 4.5 seconds back of Ollie. So you can see there's the gap right there. There's Ollie. And just a quick look back to Fabio. So we might have a battle here for that top 10 to get that little bit of extra points for 9th position over Ollie. Meanwhile, the leader has started lap 58, 57 laps completed. Philip Pichler now having a good race in 5th. He will be coming up on Stefan Winham. I believe these guys are in the same car, similar car make. So Pichler with a good race today in the top 5. 2 laps to go. See if he can get through cleanly here as Winham lets him through. Nicely done. These cars are just extremely cool looking. Get a couple of views here. We are with Pichler, and that is the 10th place car of Fabio just ahead of him. Into that high-speed turn of Sul. I know when I was doing my test laps, that was a really fun turn because you can pretty much keep your foot in it. Meanwhile, here is your leader going down the back straight of the 58th lap. Coming into that same Sul turn. Let's see how he keeps his foot in it a little bit. Lift, a shift, feathering it back in there, and on the gas. This is a really fun turn. This whole section is high-speed turns is really fun. Then you got to slow it down for this next section. A few last looks at some of the drivers here. Vandergeest in the Ferrari. Get an up-close look at that. The glowing pipes. Hear him staying on the gas through Stoll as well. All right, Hagerman has completed 59 laps. He is on the 60th currently. We got 2 to go here. And I don't see any gaps coming down. The Fabio Lorenzo and Bateson battle. The gap is now 8 seconds. So looks like Ollie's going to hang on to 9th place. 11 seconds separates 6th and 5th, and also separates 7th and 6th. About 10-second gap. There's Matej right there. Phil Brown, who had a pretty good race today for Phil. Kept it right nicely up in the top 10. Should have a driver of the day vote. We focus in on Lars Hagerman as he crosses the line to complete the 60th lap, and we were starting the 61st lap. And I believe he has to come through, cross the line, and then complete yet the lap of 61, right? Because once he crosses the line, it'll be lap 61, but it still needs to be completed.
That is correct. It's going to make a little bit of a change because these guys are used to timed races.
Right.
When they cross the line, it is to be the finish.
Let's see if he slows down thinking it's over. Let's get the checkered. Fastest lap of the day, 26.3, still held by Lars, our leader. And his brother Bjorn, some 11 seconds back. See him there. They both are sharing the back straight together for second to last time. And then Costas, kind of tough breaks for Costas today. A couple of little costly mistakes. I think that one initial spin when he was within a couple seconds of second place really cost him. He was never able to recover from that. As we now follow the leader, who's going to start the last lap here and a couple turns away. And I put the password up in the round 1 thread for any drivers that want to jump in for the last seconds after the race to the broadcast booth. Welcome to come in and do a little debrief. Love to talk to the winners, but we'll have to, it's not pre-arranged. So lap 61 underway, the last lap of round 1. Jacarepagua. As you see our leader making yet another backmarker pass for the last time on Stefan Winham. Stefan Winham's got to see all the drivers today. He's got to wave to all of them as they've gone by. I got to give it to Stefan for hanging in there. He has survived Hightree, Merrick, Summers, and Smythe, the 4 DNFs for today. As Lars comes through the last sector for the last time, he's through box and heading into 7th place car of Phil Brown is off. He's off and he's back on right in front of Hagerman, and Hagerman is about to take the checkered. He's going to go by him. Oh, where did he go? What is with these views? And there he is. There is your leader, winner of round 1, Lars Hagerman. Brilliant race, led from green to checkered. Here is his brother Bjorn. Both Renaults finishing 1-2. And then Costas coming around, finishing 3rd. Tough break for Costas today, but a nice podium nonetheless. Would have been John Vandergeest. Currently in 4th. Going to cross the line here in the Ferrari, bringing the Ferrari home. Nicely done, John. Good. Philip Pichler. And fifth coming across the line. Very nice. There is your top five. And then Mitesh, tough race for Mitesh today. He did a pretty good job. I got to give it to him. Kept him saying so. Apparently, oh, we got Parsons pieces and parts. As you can see, the celebration continues with yet a yard sale as Costas is running over some suspensions there, or that was Mitesh, I'm sorry, running over some debris. Wow, yard sale as Phil Brown finishes in seventh. And there you have it. What a race for round one. Holy smokes. Here are the session results. I give them to you now. Lars Hagerman is your winner, 61 laps. Bjorn Hagerman second. And Costas Kantasaurus is 61. The top three to finish all 61 laps. Vander Gies in fourth with 60 laps. Philip Pitchler in fifth place, 60 laps. Matej Descoler also in 60 laps in sixth. Seventh, Phil Brown. Eighth, Ed Jones in the 58 lap. Ali Batson 57 and Fabio in 57 laps. That is page one. There is one more page of results here, and it's Stefan Wenham, and then the DNFs, Randy Merrick, Hightree, and Summers. So, what a race. Holy smokes. Let's take a look at the schedule. Here is the new custom special brought to you by Woody. This was round one. As you can see, it's all greened out. It's not showing up on my fancy background, but nonetheless, we are there. Next up is South African GP in 2 weeks, the 26th of July. We will see you there. We will be live. Don't forget, if you're an AMS2 fan, tomorrow is round one of the 74 Porsche race, all on historic tracks. Remember, you don't need to own the tracks in AMS2. You don't need the DNF as long as the host has it. Anybody can jump on. So that will be 30-minute sprint races starting tomorrow, Monday night, and every Monday. There will not be 2 weeks between that. They will be every Monday night. So that's it for us. Woody, have you got anything to say?
Yeah, it's very race of attrition, and I was expecting a lot more fire and car parts, but a race of attrition. I'm interested to find out in the debrief how these guys got on with tires and fuel mileage.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll look forward to those posts on the forum, and then we will have those reports for you in 2 weeks, as well as some other fun stuff. So thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you on the next one. And that's it for us. We are out.